have to say to my president, Mr. President, please be careful, because you're upsetting a lot of people. You may win the election because the Democrats will at last put their hope in a billionaire because Mr. Biden can't handle it. And
no.
What will you do if he gets a second term? What will you do? See? The hatred that's building for him because God allowed him to be president. Don't you think that God is interested in who sits in the White House, that holds sway over his people that he has chosen to be his people? Let me just tie this up. See, all of us have made an agreement with hell. All of us have made a covenant with death. The pale horse of the revelation.
Essentially, privacy breaches with respect to legally protected communications. They say it was inadvertent. Is that a good enough explanation for you?
Well, it's not a complete explanation. It is accurate to say that errors, nonetheless, there is a great number of them, and this is in the intelligence area. We have to give of the privacy rights of American people, and we by governors connected of them, and this to a terrorist plot. Questions: is it constitutional? Of the privacy rights of the American people.
Of the privacy rights of the American people.
That, and again, I don't know.
The all-seeing eye of the government is collecting data on absolutely everyone, and you can't move anywhere.
Read that, I was struck by the irony. I don't know that they would have the capability of shooting down an air. I don't know if that's true, but when I read that, I was struck by...
I think with all of our programs in the intelligence is connected to a terrorist plot.
This is a country that kills presidents.
This is really the call to action.
Heads on a pike as a warning.
Will be on a pike.
Hitler famously said, who remembers...
Mr. Trump, it'll be the worst mistake that anyone makes to try to kill the President of the United States. He has a work to do.
Have been added to the lawsuit filed against a prominent political donor after two men died inside his West Hollywood apartment. The case was filed by the mother of one of those men, who is also accusing prosecutors of ignoring the death. NBC4's I-Team has been following this case pretty closely. Investigative reporter Eric Leonard joins us now with more. Eric?
Well, Colleen, this new legal complaint not only accuses donor Ed Buck of being responsible for the death of Jamel Moore nearly 2 years ago, but it also alleges Buck violated federal human trafficking laws.
Does he? What kind of work does God have for him to do?
I realized when I first got out of the Bureau and started working these type cases, the McDonald case, and it grew from there, that there was something drastically wrong, because we had case after case. I had case after case where there was a cover-up, not only by the federal government, by the FBI and DEA.
Globalist elites, disgusting Satanists who think that they're descended from some kind of pyramid culture dating back to the Nephilim, fallen angels bloodline. They're insane. They're sick.
Learn something from this.
So one thing led to another, and then I was able to put it all together.
It was actually the Aleister Crowley rituals with the black people trying to escape. And then they got movies like, Get Out. And I'm over there on T.I.'s show in L.A., and he's like, you haven't heard about how white people invite blacks over and then kill them and eat them? And I'm like, well, that's not what any Christians do, but see, that's why black folks in L.A. won't even go to a white person's house.
It's coming. It's time to get out of Dodge. Don't even go downstairs and pack a bag. Just head for the hills.
And I think we're not living up to our moral responsibility.
Disgraceful that the intelligence agencies...
He's doing it. Isn't this the government that's been giving us hell ever since we've been in America?
And increasing in their intensity and their scope. So there is a very substantial terrorism problem there.
That information that was false and fake and never happened got released.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Disgraceful that the intelligence agencies allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake out. I think it's a disgrace. And I
would it be responsible for you to make that claim without looking at the evidence? And more importantly,
and that's something that Nazi Germany would have done and did do. I think it's a disgrace. That information.
One reason it has earned that title is because
it's a disgrace that took place. It's a disgrace, and I think they ought to apologize to start with.
To remember that they are addressing the world's greatest deliberative dispute.
Come on and talk to me.
I don't know if that's
true. It is a crossing of a threshold in terms of the public awareness of what happened and how it conforms to the...
Has the FBI been our friend? Well, has he attacked the FBI? Then shut up!
Your prayers and your help. I believe that together we can make America great again.